All right. Welcome back, everybody. Who would like to start us off with the recap?
I
Points
think Case
viciously at
volunteered this
GZ.
time.
Nope.
No, I think
Viciously points at GZ.
so. We started in the second floor, or I guess the third floor, and the dealer led us through the traps in that area. We made our way to a door which was locked. Kamira tried to unlock it and had some difficulty. Ember studied it and realized it could be unlocked through magical means, so she uh, knocked against it to unlock it. But then Temeki stepped up and kicked the door in, led up a staircase that opened to the left and the right. We were beckoned by the Chronomancer's voice, so we all made our way up into a room where the Chronomancer was standing over a platform, and kneeling before him was Ikram, who had seemingly been placed under the Chronomancer's control. Ember attempted to reach Ikram but was unable to do so, and it prompted Ikram to attack us. So we entered combat, and the battle that ensued with the Chronomancer and his army of Warforged and Ikram. Temeki struck Ikram down and brought him to his senses as he collapsed. We thought we were about to lose him. The Chronomancer was down, and the team was able to revive Ikram. And the Chronomancer is now being held by the Wind Elemental, Jeffrey. While the team attempts to speak with Ikram and determine their next steps in locating Ember's captured family. And Bodyknock had wished to be alone with the Chronomancer to perform something. But Kedan's anger made him wish to view whatever was going on to occur between them and just act as a silent bystander.
Indeed. You mentioned that you thought you were going to lose Ikram. You did for a moment. Ikram fucking died last session. Let's not forget that. However, you were able to end the battle quickly enough and get to him, and with the timely aid of the dealer, who slapped a diamond into Pepper's palm, were able to hold a resurrection ceremony and bring him back. Now he is alive himself once again, but very weak at the moment.
He has a sick ass scar now.
He does. He has a quite terrible scar that from Temeki's final blow.
Is the diamond consumed, or is it now also in his chest? Like, has he got like an Iron Man thing going on?
The diamond has basically gets consumed by the spell.
Gotcha.
It turns to dust and just fades away as you send it off to whichever deity that was invoked during the ritual, which would be the Raven Queen in this case, I assume, since it was Sergeant Pepper's manning the ritual. And don't forget that the boulder is here as well.
The
boulder.
Lester saw that for the first time in one of the shorts that he saw. I was like, look, that's the boulder thing. He was giggling about it.
The boulder is conflicted about fighting this little girl. Man.
Sounds like you're scared, old man.
The boulder is no longer conflicted.
I've been seeing a lot of Avatar shorts.
Oh yeah, it's because all the fucking Zoomers have got a hold of it now. The Netflix show is a thing.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are going back to it now that the live action show is out.
The second
live action, yeah.
That's true. Well, the actual live action series, not the movie. We don't talk about the M. Night Shyamalan movie. But what we do talk about,
Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, the Dragon Ball movie.
Oh god, that's
no one's ever apologized for that yet.
Oh, they should. They should. Bodyknock. Ryan, you've had a week to figure out what you're gonna do to this guy.
I have.
Now, with Jeffrey holding on to the still slightly squirming, but mostly given up Chronomancer.
Okay. I don't know how this is gonna work. Let me share this. It says that I have to speak to him alone.
Interesting.
Could I have Jeffrey continue holding him?
He's just an elemental.
I would say with Jeffrey holding on to him, everyone else would have to step away for a bit, or you'd have to pull him into one of the nearby rooms.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
where would you like to go? Jeffrey will
Yeah, let's
follow
go.
you for the time being.
Let's go into one of these little side rooms.
Let me take you a little bit over here.
There's a room over here. Oops. Over here.
This room here?
I guess I understand that you have to be alone, so maybe I could just stand outside the door and wait to jump in.
Jeffrey kind of squeezes in. It's a tight fit with Jeffrey, but Jeffrey is an amorphous being of air, so you can make it.
He holds out the Chronomancer to you like he's like passing you a toddler.
Oh my god.
This is yours.
Okay. So, sitting across from the Chronomancer, I'm gonna kind of lean in and start tapping my bony fingers on his metallic, I guess, leg.
Okay.
We're gonna see something kind of like that.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, the waiting, or it's like the rhythmic da-da-da, 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 tapping. Okay.
All right. All right, Chronomancer. You're gonna do what this team asks and answer all of their questions, or we're gonna do unspeakable things to you. You've seen what this merry band of misfits can do. You've seen us at work. You know it's only a matter of time before we find your reanimation machine. Not that that matters, of course, because we're not going to kill you. If you don't do what we want, we're going to pry off all your fingers and toes, your hands and feet, your arms and legs, while carefully keeping you alive. Then I'm gonna have my big friend Temeki find the biggest, largest boulder he can. We're gonna ask Greed to chain you to this boulder. And we're gonna drop you in the deepest, darkest, loneliest lake. Where you're gonna spend years, decades, or maybe even centuries alone and afraid. You're slowly gonna rust over. You're gonna feel your cognitive functions slip away as your brain corrodes. Eventually, you will find the sweet release of death, but it will take what feels like an eternity.
Holy shit.
Breathes heavy.
I am gonna give the Chronomancer disadvantage on that because that was incredible. Right. With that very disturbing speech, I will make this at disadvantage. No.
Why Wow.
The chronomancer at first goes silent and then starts to chuckle to himself. If only you knew the things that I've seen. Perhaps then you would understand why you and your little friends out there don't frighten me.
Am I there? Am I there?
No.
You can be standing outside the door.
Fuck. I'm peeking in.
All right. Maybe you're not afraid yet, but we shall see.
As you,
All right.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we should bust through the door and clue our friends into our plan with what to do with them.
You're right. We need the key for the downstairs area, and they said for us to kill the chronomancer, but with knowing since he's got a big ass fucking mouth, and it's like, well, if you kill me, I'll just have a reanimation chamber, so you can just be given to the sins.
Do your worst.
No, it's not me you got to worry about.
Does he have blood?
Um,
Does he feel pain?
in a manner of speaking, and yes, he does feel pain.
Okay. I look at I look at Fraggle Snaggle and I say, "Hey buddy, can you give me a minute?"
Sure.
Or actually, maybe you should sit here too because you had some pretty good speech, but I think I can get this going.
Only
How
a
is he
minute.
sitting?
So currently he's being held a few feet suspended in the air by Jeffrey.
I mean, I guess he doesn't bleed, right?
The Warforged do kind of have blood. They have this strange bluish black and shimmery liquid that spills from them whenever you have defeated them before.
Okay. Does anybody have any fire? I look at Ember.
Fire.
Make my
Keep-
sword hot.
I will produce a flame.
Okay. My sword is now searing hot. I
Mm.
I walk in the room and I don't even say anything to him. I cut off both of his feet to where it like cauterizes his legs.
Jesus. The red hot blade slices through his metallic limbs, leaving them slightly melted. He yells out in pain.
And then I kind of like put my sword down into the ground and I kind of lean over it and then look at Fraggle Snaggle. I say, "Okay, are we ready to start talking again?" And I like look up at him and smile to intimidate him.
Going to have him.
You may not be dead, but that's part of the fun of it. You can't die, and I'll be here forever, and I will find you, and I will continue doing this unless you work with us. I don't care where you go, what universe you're in, where you fucking go. I will eviscerate you indefinitely.
It seems your combined efforts have loosened him up quite a bit as he shakes slightly in the grip of Jeffrey. He goes, "Fine. Ask whatever questions you want."
There we go.
Where's Ember's siblings?
Downstairs. There's a door in an office way.
And Key?
I am the key. And he tilts his head. It's unlocked.
Ooh.
I'd like to make sure I'm still connected with like someone up here. I'd like to go and confirm that the door is unlocked
Okay.
while they still have him.
So where
I
does
feel like Ember. Ember, do you want to go and
where does their
check
soul
for
reside?
your family?
Yes.
Jeffrey, would you be so kind as to take him with us?
Jeffrey.
Ikram is just
Yeah.
leaning against a wall, just watching this.
Jeffrey shakes the chronomancer up and down to confirm.
Like
I was wondering if it's all tied to like his head, if we could somehow do like the Kratos thing where somebody keeps him like Mimir.
Oh god.
Oh God.
That was gonna be my plan if you couldn't outright like if you could keep him from rezzing but make him small enough that he's like pocket sized.
Oh my goodness.
Behold.
So
Sure, you'll also do us the pleasure of disabling all of the traps along the way.
it's done.
Very good.
All right, I'd like to head to the knock knock door.
Okay. Mira, you run downstairs. We'll say, for the sake of expediency, that I'm not going to drag you all the way over there. I guess I could. It's fine. You go to the door that you'd come across when you first entered the upper levels of the tower. And sure enough, the door just pushes right open and leads into a descending stairway leading down.
I'd like to go.
Okay. What is the limits on your telepathic link?
It's like, let me. I think I have this somewhere. I can easily find it. Hold on. As long as you're within 1 mile.
Okay. And who are you telepathically linked to?
Ember.
Ember.
Mhm.
Come here as you rush down to check out the door, and I assume let
Yeah,
Ember know.
I'm gonna tell her that the door's unlocked. I'm going down.
Okay. You take a few steps down the stairwell and you feel this odd sensation. That familiar, strange tugging in your gut as if you're stepping through space and time itself. And as you come out the end of the stairwell, you find yourself on a platform that seems to be suspended, and all around you is a sea of stars.
Fantastic.
You can see other platforms in the distance, one of which hosts a number of cages where you can see huddled in place or pacing around a number of individuals. Some you recognize. You recognize Ember's father and her brother Tara. And you also recognize that the other individuals, many of them wear the robes assigned to students of the Mystic Arcanium.
So is it just like I'm floating, or is there like platform that I can walk to them?
You're on a a relatively wide platform, maybe 15 feet across, with handrails. It's actually quite safe. But
Okay.
all around you is a shimmering blue and violet, almost like a nebula, with tiny pinpricks of light all around you.
Okay. And they're like in cages,
They are.
you said? I'd like to try to make my way over there to release them.
As you approach, several of them jump up, noticing that it's not a Warforged who's come to them. Thankfully, the locks on their cages are fairly standard locks. Nothing fancy. Given enough time, you could pick them through them.
Cool. I would like to pick the locks.
As you pick one of the locks, the dragonborn man who you recognize as being Ember's father kind of leans up against the bars. Is my daughter with you?
She is.
Good. He seems to relax. And within short order,
I'll yeah, I was like, that's about the only interaction I'll give is the fucking father.
Happy family moment.
that's fair.
No, it's not for me to have a moment with him at all. That's all he'll get is know that she's alive.
Within a few short moments, you have released the prisoners, of which you can't help but notice that there are very few compared to the numbers that you had heard were missing.
I'm gonna ask them if they know where any of the others are.
Ember's father will be the spokesman of the group. They were taken from time to time. Most of them never came back. We don't know where.
Do you know what they were using you all for? Other than bait?
He shakes his head.
Alright, well, we should get together with my group, and I'd like to lead them out.
Yep. With your small group, you make your way back up to the tower. Ember, you see among the group that as Chimera comes back, which you notice communication between you was cut off for while you were in the strange area of floating platforms, Chimera. But once you start going back up the stairs, back into the tower itself, your connection returns.
Okay, as soon as my connection returns, I'd like to warn Ember, but also like, it's a bit of a warning, like, oh, I got your dad, but also I got your dad, you know, like we're good. He's alive, but fuck, you know, he's coming up.
Okay.
And your
That
brother.
is such a mood.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. So as they come up the stairs, Ember, you see both your father and your brother. Safe, little worse for wear.
I'll go up. I hug him. Especially my little brother.
Tara hugs you emphatically.
Oh
Big,
man.
big bear hug.
I'll bring the boulder.
Your
I'll be
father,
like, "Look."
your father gives you sort of not a reluctant hug, but almost as if he wasn't expecting one.
I thought I lost you. Of course you're gonna get one.
We have a lot to discuss.
Yeah. I'll look to Chimera and I'll let her know that I noticed too that our connection got cut off. Were you teleported somewhere?
I don't know. I'm still not used to all the magic shit, but I was in a room that looked like a galaxy. It felt like I was on a different plane, kind of like it was in the school with the mirrors.
Hmm. I'll look to the Chronomancer and see if he wants to enlighten us. Where you've been keeping the prisoners?
Oh, why, just my own personal little pocket of the astral sea.
Why have you needed everybody for this? School, teachers, your students. It just baffles me that someone of your caliber would need humans or whatever.
It isn't necessarily what I needed. It's what the Directive needed. What the Enchantress and Harbinger needed.
Which is?
He shrugs.
Oh, okay. So
Even
you're
I
small
don't know
potatoes
everything.
And you just do what you're just small potatoes and you just do what a good little robot is supposed to do. I see.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. It's difficult. He doesn't have facial expressions, being that his face is just a mask.
Okay, that's fair.
He definitely seemed willing enough to give up information earlier. It's quite likely that he doesn't know.
What were you getting from aiding the Directive? Because it seems like you don't really care about being one of the top dogs, but serving.
Au contraire. Sure, I got my own enjoyment out of these activities, but I do want to see the Directive succeed. Because if we don't, what happens next is much, much worse.
Dramatic turn. What? Look at the dealer.
And don't look at me, I was just a grunt.
So you're saying the plan wasn't the plan? There's another plan beyond the plan?
The plan is a means to an end. In a way, we're protecting all of you. Though some sacrifices are needed.
How are they sacrificed?
That part I have not had the pleasure of seeing for myself. There's a device. That is all I know. Something old. And very, very powerful. If used properly. But I suppose I can at least tell you that you're somewhat in luck. It's broken. But it is being repaired. So you have a little bit more time to savor.
To save who?
To savor.
Oh, to savor. I got you.
Before everything comes to a stop. What you saw at the Arcanium? Child's play. Imagine that on the scale of the entire plane.
So that's what you were trying to keep from happening.
No.
That's what you're thinking. That is your end all, fix all, saving people. I air quotes.
That is the directive.
And so you said you don't know what exactly could be worse? What are you trying to save everybody for? Or from?
If this doesn't happen, the calamity to come will be worse.
What, like, what is the
As
calamity?
in? Yeah.
He chuckles. Why don't you ask your friends the sins? I'm sure they might be able to enlighten you.
We might be helping them, but we can't guarantee that they'll give us information about what you just told us. So if you have information about what you just told us, you're still at our mercy.
Oh, I wouldn't tell them about that. Because if you know, then you are a loose end. And I think you've seen enough of them in action to not want to tangle with them. Not yet.
How do you expect us to figure it out without becoming a means to an end to these creatures?
Frankly, I don't think you can. Which is why I'm being so magnanimous and telling you all of this.
You're not telling me much, dude. Hey, those guys are the ones that are actually bad, but you don't really want to ask them because, they'll kill you. So you just have to take my word for it.
Try it. See what happens.
I could just give you to them. And, you can deal with all that.
So you mentioned a calamity. I'm sure this is like a phased thing. How will we know the beginning of the end, so to speak?
If they have their way, you won't know till it's too late. And the entirety of the material plane is swallowed up by it.
Surely you and your associates know that you're on the right track. So how would we know if you're not on the right track? Like, is there some sort of sign or?
The signs have always been there. It was always the plan. But you see, when you're dealing with creatures as ancient as this, time is no concept at all to them. The reason the directive was created was to preserve this plane for as long as possible until another solution could be found. You see, all of you are pawns on a board of unimaginable scale. Your place in it so infinitesimally small.
So small enough that the directive would capture Ember's family and lead us all here. that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, as heroic as all of this seems to you, it won't matter in the end. The only
Nothing
hope you
matters at the
have,
end.
the only hope you have, is hoping that Harbinger and his lieutenants finish their work.
So not only do you say that our entire mission is moot, you also hint at a greater power that deigns to destroy this whole plane of existence.
You're a servant of the gods. You should know. There is always a higher power.
And what would the Warforged be so afraid of to keep it under wraps? That they wouldn't even reach out for assistance, to band together to defeat that said power, something that would destroy this plane. Why go to such lengths?
It is not what we were designed to do.
And yet, you understand that as a higher functioning being, that your initial purpose requires change, requires improvement. Why go to these lengths to kidnap people? To work under the cloak of shadows?
Like I said, sacrifices are required.
Yes, but for what? For a weapon? For a safeguard? A shield?
Of
You have the
sorts.
imagination. My imaginary cat wishes to know whether or not it is a weapon or a shield.
It is both. And neither. It is... It is justice.
Fucking Batman. They're sacrificing people to create Bruce Wayne.
That was always the plan. More Batman. Is that your name, Chronomancer? Do you not go by anything else?
It is the title that I was designed.
Right, but is that what you prefer to be called?
Yes.
Alrighty, Seaman.
I was,
No.
I was thinking, how can we call him something different?
So
You have a directive. Oh, go ahead.
no. My question can wait because it's like a tangent. Go for it.
So you have a directive that you must follow to the means of which to power this said weapon, not weapon, shield, not shield,
Mhm.
which requires amber, studies, and people, right? Possibly powered by the lifeblood of individuals, because these prisoners that you've had, they have been taken and not returned. They haven't been returned to their families. They haven't been returned to their homes. They have been used as an essence for something. Where?
That I don't know.
You must have ledgers somewhere. You must have delegates of who take these people elsewhere.
Chucks him into the void and says, Lamau, going to my master's.
Not yet. Not yet. You speak of the lieutenants. Do you serve a lieutenant in particular?
In a manner of speaking,
Which one?
if you must denigrate it such, I serve the Enchantress.
In the grand scheme of things, of you working for the Directive, yet also denigratedly report to the Enchantress, what is it that you do for her, if she has a she/her pronoun? I don't judge.
I design things. Things that I'm sure you will become well acquainted with soon enough.
And these things that you design, where do you test them?
Wherever they're needed.
Then I'll be
He has
blunt
no
then.
arms.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just remembered that he didn't have any arms or whatever.
And through the Directive, you have been in constant contact with her, have you not?
More or less.
Then where is she?
Ah. She is in a place you would call the Tower of Ioun.
Tower of Ioun? That sounds religious.
In a manner of speaking.
I was asking the DM.
Well, certainly Ioun refers to the goddess Ioun, the goddess of magic.
Dan's gaze sort of tightens. He says, I think I might be seeing a connection with some of this. But we shouldn't discuss it here.
Noted. Now, with all the information that you've been giving us as bits and bobs and crumb trails as it has been, that is a pretty important piece of information that you have given us, and of which I am assuming the reward that you would want is release, yes?
Frankly, it doesn't matter what you do to me. Release me, kill me. Like I said, I'll just come back. And even as your little friend so eloquently put it earlier, even if you were to chain me up, dump me somewhere dark, I'd still find a way.
Of course. That's not the problem.
So
I imagine.
optimistic.
Oh, yeah, he's very optimistic. I assume we will cross paths again in the future, seeing as how we are going to be well acquainted in warfare.
No, I think not. I think my part in this is done.
That's very finalistic.
Plausible deniability.
Is there nothing you wish beyond the Directive?
I mean, he did tell us that he designs things. And he told us our future, that we're going to go against them. So he can show us what he designed and their flaws, right? You have use.
He shrugs. I'm sure there's plenty of paperwork around that can give you the answers you need.
Looks to Sergeant Peppers.
Paperwork. We
Yeah.
saw lots of paperwork. And the
Can I pull
traps
a
are
book?
done.
Can I pull a book from my satchel and say, like, are you referring to something like this?
Which book do you pull from your satchel?
It was a book that I saw that was open that had the text that like swirled around and made it illegible.
He chuckles. If you can decode it, knock yourself out.
Even he hasn't decoded it yet. That is wonderful.
I didn't say that.
Well, your tone says otherwise. Can I insight check him? See if he's bluffing on them?
You can try. It's very difficult to insight check this person.
Oh, come on.
He does.
Come on.
He doesn't have
So-
facial expressions.
Is that
19.
because he is wearing a mask, or
His
face
face
looks as
is
if
Ooh.
his face is
Okay.
just a solid mask
Power
of
Ranger.
metal.
he's a Power
Kinda,
Ranger?
yeah.
Yeah. Where
Like,
it just
Power
has-
Rangers have masks on, but, you know,
Except he doesn't even have like a visor. He doesn't need one.
he can't even morph. Is that what you're saying?
He
Like,
can't
Yeah,
morph either.
Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a
What a
sad
What a
ranger.
loser.
Is it like the
Loser.
same weird
Loser.
design choice where it has like the lips but they don't move?
No, thankfully.
Ugh.
Actually, it's pretty much the same design as the Enchantress has, where it's just a smooth surface, basically. You, judging by the tone of his voice and the almost nonchalant way he started speaking, he is not necessarily given up, but there is a sense of he has no reason to lie to you, and he doesn't care anymore.
empathy from a machine.
It's as
Well,
if he's
can we
grown
tell that he-
bored with this.
Well,
Was that new? Like,
Are you-
he seemed pretty interested when he tried to fight us earlier.
Sure.
So what? So is this a new thing? Like now that he knows that he can't beat us, he's bored, or is something in between now and then that he is fine with?
well,
is he
I
silent
think,
quitting?
well, yeah, he's silently quitting because like he was interested in beating us and like utilizing us for what we were. But
Mhm.
since we have the upper hand and he's essentially at a like
You get
he's
this
basically waiting for the end.
with that roll,
Oh,
Peppers.
gotcha.
You get the sense that, despite his words, he's not entirely loyal to the Directive. He has his own mind. He's not like the mindless warforged you fought before. He's making a conscious choice to be done with it.
Who does that sound like?
To what end, you do not know.
Right. Don't know his intentions.
Well, let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Poke,
Do you-
prod.
So, do you dream of a future outside of the Directive?
He turns his featureless face to you, Peppers. Tell me, cleric, were you born in the service of the Mistress of Ravens?
No, I was born in the service of military advances, where it's kill or be killed, where the fellow next to you could one day be your best friend, or be a lifeless corpse the next day, where each fleeting moment could be your very last. And I reached a consolidation, a reconciliation with it, where it is no longer about the end. It is always about in the act of which I hold my honor.
Impressive. Not what I was trying to get at. What I meant was, just because you are born into something does not mean that you have to put all your efforts into it. It is not necessarily a dream. It is a choice. A choice that has become clear to me.
As somebody who is very devoted to his original lifestyle and picking up what was supposedly a whimsical idea of adventuring and going and doing good elsewhere beyond the entity of my military. I can understand how it is a choice. My question is, what was that choice?
To pursue my own endeavors.
As any sentient being would do. Do you wish to share?
No. No, I don't think I do. And with that, he struggles to raise a hand and clenches a fist. I need everyone within 20 feet of him
Am I in range?
to
Yeah,
make
how close
a...
am I to him?
This is happening in an instant.
Ah, fuck.
I thought you chopped his arms off.
Nope, he
No,
chopped his
it's
feet
his
off.
Chopped his feet off.
Shit.
That may
Oh.
have been your mistake.
Oh man, you were pushing more murder hobo.
I need everyone within 20 feet of him to make a intelligence saving throw.
Cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fucking die.
Oh no, y'all.
Wait,
No.
Oh my god.
intelligence.
No.
I'm
Three
calling
crit
range.
fails.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got this. Fuck.
Oh, this is all. What the fuck just happened? Is he doing a spell?
He is doing a magical effect, but it is not a spell. It is something that he is able to do.
Is he wardoing us right now?
No. Well, sort of. More like he is kamikazing himself.
Oh.
Oh, god damn it.
So what do I see? Because I'm outside of that.
You can. You currently
thing,
you're in
we
the
might all
room, just kind
die.
of chilling.
Is he blowing up the wall?
Nope. His
He's blowing him.
the ability that he used before in combat, where he just released this pulse of energy that seemed to rip you in and out of time. He's doing that, but this time he's allowing himself to be hit as well.
That is.
I need everyone to take... Nobody succeeded. Everyone takes 18 points of psychic damage as this power just erupts from him.
Put 18 and then I can do. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had that
No,
set
you're
to
good.
private. This
Oh,
is the roll I
perfect.
made earlier.
Set it to private, so that way we squirm with. Oh no.
Well, you kind of need to know exactly how much damage you just took. Thankfully, that doesn't knock Ikram back down. That would be
God.
unfortunate.
Thank God. If I had to res his ass again, Dayla, you don't have another diver, do you?
Be like payday.
Body
Get
not
the
get
fuck
down?
up.
Yeah, I'm dying, y'all.
Body knock went down.
Is the dealer good?
The dealer took some damage, but he's okay. You watch as Jeffrey flinches from the attack as he also is hit by it. But he is, still up. And he drops the Chronomancer, who you watch as his body begins to rust and bend inward on himself as if he is forcing so much time through his own body that you watch him deteriorate into a wretched, rusty husk of itself.
Is there a piece of him left that we could grab?
There is a body.
Can I move?
Yes, you can.
I'd like to rush over to Body Knock and.
Yeah, so you heard the and probably the yells of pain and alarm. And you run in to see the chaos.
Hey, I'm not going to waste a spell slot, but I will shove this down your throat.
Glug glug.
I know consent is a very big deal in this day and age, but here you go, 11 points of healing.
Oh shit! Thanks.
You're very welcome. Thank God for my sister's temp HP, or I'd be on the ground too.
What is temp HP?
Temporary HP is HP that will neither stay with you or last very long.
He related. Take some psychic damage.
I'd like to grab a piece of his body to just return to the Sins.
I would really like to know, Topher, out of character, does he have a fucking watch on his wrist?
He does not.
Why the fuck?
Because he doesn't care, remember?
He's a chronomancer.
Suddenly, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about the directive. I didn't care about Kakarot.
Oh my fucking god.
Carrot cake. I'm the Prince of all Warforged.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, please, the next time that we see the chronomancer, he needs a widow's peak the size of the...
No, I'm not turning the chronomancer into
My
Vegeta.
widow's peak.
Oh god, and he makes like a little construct that's just like, chronomancer. What's the scouter say about his power level?
He could never.
His hairline's receding, sir.
It's
That
1006.
means the chronomancer would actually have to be like have some good character development, and he could never.
Okay.
Right.
No,
His
probably
power
not.
level is 6.
He's
Okay.
he's
0,
pretty
0,
set in his
0.
ways. The old chronomancer.
So I still have 3 HP. I'm going to use all of that to scour every book in this place.
I
There's a lot of
want to heal.
books.
Let me heal you.
It should
I want to use my
be.
healer's kit.
Multitask, sister. We must gather all
Heal
the
as I
intel
go.
possible.
It should be
Uh,
notated that, despite his earlier warnings, his death does not
tower
cause the
doesn't-
tower to crumble.
What a little
Wow.
shit. What a little shit.
Thank you.
Just
So-
stay still for a second.
Meanwhile,
So-
Ikram is like leaning up against the wall with a fucking 1,000-yard stare in his eyes.
I've seen too much shit, man.
There you go.
Oh, is that for me? Is that for me? Yeah, I'll take that healing.
Get out there and read.
One second.
Specifically, if you, I don't think you understand the capacity of amount of books that they have here at this place. But
You don't
with that being
understand.
said, with your speed powers of reading, you should prioritize a book that looks like translation, something to help with translation, because all of them are swirly.
I walk up to Ikram and I hold up a fist. Does he bump it?
It takes him a minute to like come back to the present, and he kind of looks down at the fist. Yeah, okay, and he fist bumps you.
And he heals 10 HP from that fist bump. And then I go do the books.
He
I hate
needed
to
that.
say this, but Ember's family and the rest of the prisoners, they didn't get hit, did they?
No, they were standing far
Close.
enough back. They didn't want to be close by any means to the Chronomancer after what they have dealt with.
Blame them.
Alright, do you want like general perception checks for each room?
Well, that depends. If you're looking to scour the tower for documents, that is going to be a project.
Okay.
I was just curious what I would roll.
Nice.
You would have failed,
S-
sadly.
All right. Let's do some deduction. Let's find the room that looks kind of like his personal study. That looks like alchemy stuff, not important. That looks like another study. I know DM, I'm just like running through here. Oh, this looks pretty promising. Let's check
Indeed.
this let's check the desk real quick.
Going to squeeze by the boulder.
Make an investigation check.
The boulder wishes to investigate.
This door.
The
appears locked.
boulder may or may not have found anything.
It takes you a while. A decent chunk of looking. But you do happen across some notes. Sketches, really. Regarding something known only as the scale.
The scale.
It
Sounds like a balance.
It notes various instances of structural damage to the scale, and lists possible resources to repair it.
Mhm,
Judging
mhm.
by
Okay.
the numbers of these resources, this scale is not a small structure. One of the primary ingredients you see is quite a large amount of magebane.
You know, Ember, I've really only seen cannons and mortars of explosive nature, and that is cutting edge technology. To see something that is even grander than that is mind boggling.
Yeah.
And with religious powers, you basically believe and shit happens. With magic, it's like the universe is an absolute kitchen sink of possibilities.
Potato, you know. It's all magic. I'm not religious, but I agree. And this is one of the things I wanted to ask him before he, like, blew himself up like a coward. Um,
Fucking coward.
he said they were fixing something, so this is probably what they're fixing. They were building justice, right? Justice or judgment?
So from the notes, they call it the scales.
Yeah,
And it's just a
from what
really
he said.
large, yeah. No, these notes say that it is the scales, and it's a really large structure of some kind. That's why I started with this weird preamble. So, um, so basically, it's a large structure. It requires repair. It's very big.
Yeah.
And it's delivering justice. Is there any other notes that are in this room? Or do I have to spend more time on it?
That's all you can find in that room. But that took several minutes of searching.
Okay.
While they were doing that, is anyone else wanting to search anything in particular?
I wanted to call Chimera over.
Ah,
This
yes. 'Cause
door
that door
is
in
locked.
particular is locked.
Ooh. A locked door. Don't mind if I do. Yes,
Can you
I
hear
locked
it when I do this?
I can't hear, but I know what it is.
Oh.
The click, click, clicky, click.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make like a
Right.
dead farm and hit those tumblers.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Nice crit.
I just want to make a note that my last roll was a crit fail. This
Hey,
is
gotta
just
love
like
it.
my Baldur's Gate playthrough.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that Baldur's Gate 3 luck, baby.
Yep.
Well,
Remember,
within
remember you.
short order, you have that door unlocked and opened like nobody's business.
I gesture to you, Kidan. Voila.
Okay. Guess
Ooh,
I
fancy.
don't see any red flowers, so I'll enter the room.
You see a very red room from where I see, but that's about it.
There's a red chair, but other than that.
Guess I'll make an investigation check here as well.
The chair explodes. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Yep, go ahead and make
Would
that
I like to do
investigation check. Okay. Likewise, it takes you several minutes of searching to find something that is quickly noticeable as being important. You see a map that has a sketch of something. It's a map of Sahur, and it's a sketch of something deep into the desert that is labeled the Tower of Ayun. And then underneath
compare
it,
Oh, go ahead.
underneath it, need to break the storm.
Can I compare the location of the Tower of Ayun to the one we have already marked on our map?
They do seem to be one and the same.
Or I think it was like TOI is what it
Yes.
was marked as.
Yes, indeed.
Can I make a history check to figure out if this was the tower that Caden was mentioning we should go to?
I would say that since you just happen to recall that piece of information, then you make that connection. All roads lead to it, it seems.
I'll call out to Peppers and Ember on the other side. I guess I'll kind of group up over here next to the boulder. Say, earlier when I thought I was onto something, I think I was thinking of how all these things might be related. Can I make a history check on in the center of the Arcanium, there was a statue of Ayun there, wasn't there?
There
Some
was.
sort of monument? Yeah. So maybe that's how they're all linked. There maybe some sort of, something in relation to the monument of Ayun at the Arcanium and the tower in the desert, along with the Magebane mine. But I guess this is where we go next, and this is also where the entity possessed by Caden told us to meet them. But there's also something here about a storm. I don't point on the map. I'll kind of roll up the map I have and I'll hand it to Sergeant Peppers.
I'll take a look at it. And it's saying something about breaking the storm, right? Around the Tower of Ayun.
Yes.
So there is a barrier that is essentially blocking people from reaching the Tower of Ayun. If using context clues.
Seems a reasonable deduction to make.
Okay, so we need a way to traverse through the storm. Question is how. We'll probably have to look at the resources that we do have. Me and my sister could probably ask the Raven Queen if there's a way through that storm. We could probably use Chimera's associates to see if there's anybody who has like an inkling of how to break through that. Unless the dealer wants to give us the know-how.
He walks over. He reaches into a pouch and he pulls out a shimmery, almost silver colored glass sphere. And he hands it
Oh,
to you.
that's no diamond, good sir.
No,
I go ahead and grab
not
it.
exactly.
What is it?
Your way
Whatever
in.
it is.
I don't know exactly what
Uh,
that means, but it's what I was told to tell you. Once all of this wrapped up, he kind of gestures to the tower around you.
Oh my god.
From
Wait,
who?
what did he say it was?
From he didn't say what it was. He just called it our way in. At least that's what he was told to tell us.
Hmm.
And Keaton is asking the appropriate question.
Yeah, from who? Who told you to tell us this?
He turns to you and smirks a little. Let's just call it a twist of fate.
I was originally going to give you a new deck of cards, but now I'm reconsidering it.
That's fine. Mine are better. And he walks away.
Why is
God.
everyone's plan not their plan, but it's their plan when their plan is not their plan, but it is their plan? What the fuck is going on?
I think that's the whole problem with the directive is that whatever it is that's controlling everything is making pieces happen, and us trying to break out of that cycle is a very difficult thing to do because we have no grasp of it.
Well, I'm
In which
wondering
case,
if he ran.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Well,
Oh,
we
God.
met we met Caden after we fought the Enchantress. Caden came in and saved us. I wonder if the dealer ran into Caden while we were at the Arcanium.
And I
Or-
mean,
yeah.
Caden, when we met Caden, there was a literal storm around his body.
Yeah. And that's I originally thought like maybe our way in was just Caden would see us coming and allow us through, but I mean we
So-
have this object.
What am I holding?
It is a small palm size glass sphere that seems to shine with an inner silver light.
Is it celestial?
Make an arcana and or religion check.
You best believe I'm making a religion check, my guy. 22.
There is definitely something divine about this object.
This wouldn't happen. Man. I'll keep that to myself. Alright. Who wants to hold the important thing? Nobody says I, then I will put it in my coffin.
Might as
I
well
can
just
hold
put
it.
it in. Okay, I was gonna say
But
you
I'm
got all the
already
other stuff.
about to search this next room. So
I just have one request. Maybe letting Cyril look at it. He might freak out. It'll make him happy.
As long as the song plays afterwards.
The song.
I freak out. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Dork.
Body Knock would
Come on
probably
now.
know it.
you know how to play it.
Yeah.
Can I search this last room? That
How much time are you wanting to spend searching?
I will aid him.
How much time are you wanting to spend searching?
just I would say just like a couple of minutes because I'm starting to feel like we should be leaving.
Yeah.
Investigation check.
Civilians.
Do I also make an investigation check, or can I give him advantage?
No, Keenan will do so at advantage if you're helping him.
I will help him. Yeah.
Takes a good amount of time. You gather what you think might be important, but you'll have to sort through it later. There's a lot of documents here. There's too much to sift through in just a casual once over.
Maybe this will make great reading material.
Yeah, I imagine somebody would, probably find something on self-help or some shit like that.
we should probably get the civilians back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did the Sins tell us where we needed to meet up, or if we even needed to confirm about the Chronomancer?
They did not.
Okay, cool.
They just the deal was for you to go in and put an end to the Chronomancer and put an end to him permanently if this was where his resurrection stuff was, but does not seem to be the case.
All right. Well,
Or, I do have one other thing I think we should mention.
Go for it.
So, the way the Chronomancer spoke, I think we should keep what we found here to ourselves.
oh yeah, we're definitely not telling them shit.
We can report it back to the back at the hub. We'll definitely let them know. But
Mm-hmm.
If you're
I grabbed a
commanding
piece of the.
Go ahead.
I
I
found
was
a
gonna
piece of the
say,
Chronomancer. We can report that we've destroyed him, and along with whatever you feel is best. Go ahead,
That's
Peppers.
great.
yeah, I was just gonna say, if your commanding officer requests something be eliminated, you tell him it was eliminated. You don't give him the extra shit. Ever.
Yeah, especially if it's like, hey, he's evil, which we already knew that he was evil.
In that case,
They're
take
all
these-
very dangerous.
Take these extra documents, and we'll read them later. You could put them in your.
Or put him in the coffin.
In the bag of holding.
Put them in the coffin. Put them in
Yeah,
the
that
coffin.
too.
All right.
Just open it up and it's.
But
I
yeah,
imagine it's like the Guilty Gear Strive character who has like the coffin and like the arms are like
Wait,
grabbing
did-
at it.
Did he open the coffin?
Yes.
Oh, he opened the coffin.
Yes.
All right. Body, I don't remember exactly what you did, so you'll have to.
Upon opening the coffin, Sergeant Pepper's triggers Magic Mouth that plays a 10-minute long fart sound.
fantastic.
What kind of fart is it? Is it kind of like is it?
It's one you can make with your mouth
Okay.
with a little.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's not as bad. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, it was a wet one for a whole 10 minutes.
There, for a moment,
gonna walk-
there is just silence, and then Ikram bursts out laughing.
I'd like to start laughing too.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts.
It's still playing.
Yeah. It's probably the single most bit of levity he's had since he was captured.
Does anybody know how to turn this off? I don't know how to use smart coffins.
No, still going. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna have the boulder imitate the fart sounds with his rock mouth, but it's not gonna come out right.
It's just grumble, grumble, grumble. It's like,
It's like
just
a
the sounds of
grinding
grinding. Yeah. Grinding rocks.
Oh no.
It sounds like death metal vocals, like stone grinding on stone. Like,
Oh my god.
Well,
to,
good luck with
stand
that.
That was
in front of the
wonderful.
civilians.
So
round
does
them up
like
and say,
does opening and closing the coffin just like make the fart noise like louder and quieter?
Oh my god.
I'd have to relook at how Magic Mouth works. Hang on.
Oh, that depends. Did you put the magic mouth on the coffin or in the coffin?
Definitely in the coffin.
Oh, okay. I close it and then open it
It's
and then
like the
close it
little
again.
fish. You know how like it has like moments where you squeeze it and it makes a different noise, high pitch.
Oh, it
he has,
lasts until dispelled. So you
Okay,
now
so
just have a farting coffin every time you open it.
That's fucking fantastic. We're keeping
10
it, right?
minutes.
and if you leave it open, it will fart for 10 minutes and it will stop until you close it and then open it up again.
You gotta let it air out, right?
I close it and I go, oh, there's some evil things I can do with this. It's a wonderful gift. Anywho, moving the plot forward.
Yep. I think we should go towards the portal of exit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to try to round up all the civilians. Let's say
You all begin to take the long walk down the many flights of stairs that make up the tower, down onto the factory floor, which thankfully you have already turned off the poison gas. So you don't have to worry about that with your civilians. And as you exit the shattered doors of the factory, where Tameki had used his Phantom Gaze's ability to break the door down, you see, lounging, chillaxing, relaxing all cool, are the Sins. Just kind of waiting in the small courtyard below the tower. You see there is a large mechanical construct of some kind, something you haven't run across yet in your own battles with the Warforged. But you watch as Pride, Adjutor, the lion, is casually sitting on the chest of this great mechanical construct. Greed turns to look at all of you as you exit. Ah, it seems our prodigal heroes have returned, and more or less none the worse for wear. I take
Is that
it.
the lion speaking?
No, this is Greed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was the lion speaking, I'd tell him to go get his ass whooped into the campaign.
Oh my god. I'm gonna nudge Kidan to throw whatever piece you got off of him to him.
Yeah. I'll reach in my satchel and pull out the piece of the chronomancer that we obtained from his body and just kind of like toss it out on the ground.
Ooh, a trophy. Very nice. He picks it up and studies it. Very well then. I suggest you leave. That tower is going to have to come down.
Yep, don't gotta tell me twice. I'm gonna start heading straight towards the portal.
The Sins watch you go. They don't try to stop you. But you get the feeling that they are watching you with curious and amused eyes. As if they know this won't be the last time you'll see
Smile and
one
wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
With that, it is a relatively short walk out of the now basically in ruins mechanical city, out onto the path, over to the small lift that takes you down to the next cog, with the small mountain atop which is your portal and the lake or ocean surrounding it. I assume you will either be swimming or you will use the boat to ferry people across.
Oh, of course we'll be using the boat.
So Mickey gets to go full throttle again with the boat.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
I'll give out the command word for the maximum size boat.
Perfect. See how many people it's supposed to be able to carry in its maximum size.
Oh, infantry.
15 medium creatures comfortably. You'll have to make 2 trips, but you can get everyone across.
That's fine.
Okay.
Peppers has enough salt in him for it.
And then up the mountain to the portal, which whoever is holding the key raises it up. The portal activates, and soon enough, you're all standing back in the hidden laboratory of Ember's childhood home.
We have so much that we need to discuss.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk to your father or anything, but we need to get going. And also, I looked straight into Body Knock, and I was like, and this is the time for you to decide if you want to sell your soul or not.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we heard
Yes,
we-
about that.
So I've got good news for you. Your life is still within your hands. The bad news is that if you choose to continue adventuring with us, you're gonna have to understand rule number 1, which is don't talk about Fight Club.
and I'm just nodding behind Peppers.
Maybe before we disclose too much, we should get the students to safety. I could lead them to the portal, but I need Ember in order to travel.
Yes.
Or anyone needs Ember.
Well, you're already in the district. It's just traveling between districts that's a problem. Unless you do something stupid and get,
Arrested?
yeah.
No, I'll go with you. Safer that way.
You're not sure
I
how
just feel
long
like
you've been inside the plane of Mechanus, now that you're back in the prime material plane. But it's dark out at the moment. You can certainly take them the teleportation circles are of use 24 hours a day. So you can get the students back to the Arcanium fairly quickly and be back. Or you could choose to wait and rest until the morning and do that first thing in the morning.
I think
I'd
my
like to go
professor
now.
would be. She's waiting on an update, so I think we should just do it as soon as possible.
Fair enough. So for the sake of time, we'll say that you usher the rescued students to the teleportation chambers, give your credentials, and allow them to send a message to expect the returned students. And you watch as they all step onto the platform, and in a flash of light, they are teleported away, back to the safety of the Mystic Arcanium.
Thank God I graduated.
Kidan sort of looks at Ember and puts his hand on your shoulder. Says, I'm just glad we got to see them go back this time.
Me too.
He
I can't
turns
imagine
and
been through.
yeah, definitely. He turns and begins walking back toward Ember's house.
Yep.
And on the way, he's like, "So when did you decide on your interior decor? How long has that been?"
I mean, you saw my dad, right? It's like basically a dragon. He's really cool. What do you mean?
I'll admit to Ember that when I stumbled into her room, I was frightened and thought that I was being ambushed by red dragons.
Whoa. I'm like, whoa. My aesthetic design is peak. I scared someone in my head.
It's fucking awesome. I terrified him.
And Kedan will try to like save face and say, "Well, you didn't scare all of us, but you know, one of us was scared. Didn't help the whole people in my head thing."
Mm.
He'll
It's
kind
quite
of clear his
interesting.
throat, like, yeah, we totally all weren't scared. It was just the one.
Can I ask you like a weird question?
Sure.
Like when you are about to tell me what you're like vocalizing, do you talk like at a round table with your yous and then decide what to say?
That's a really good fucking question.
No, sometimes it's like having friends or foes whisper in your ear, but they're not really there. They're just echoing and bouncing in my head. Maybe I'm not explaining it well enough, but it's usually not a copacetic conversation. It's getting there.
I wish
I'll
Derek
take
was
it.
here at that conversation, be able to help you find the words you need.
Yeah. You, as far as I know, and you telling me, accepting that you are a we is new. It's scary. Understanding and being eloquent with how you want to voice all of you. I can wait. I'm very interested and very supportive. So feel free to express all of you.
Kedan doesn't say anything, but you could tell he just feels a little bit relieved. His shoulders seem to loosen up.
Yeah. We'll put arm around you and we'll fucking walk our way back over there because I'm hurt. I'm fucking limping, bro. I was hiding it. Oh, I'm hurt.
I'll kind of like fumble through my satchel real quick and say, "I have a potion for you if you think."
No, 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 no. I might be hurting, but I feel like a night's rest will be more than enough for me. Save that for another day. But I appreciate it. Meta.
So what is this business about my soul?
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
So she figuratively means your soul, but essentially it's. You know how you ever work at a job and they make you sign non-disclosure agreements?
Boy, do I.
Yeah, so this job requires you to sign a very hefty NDA of the costing your life kind of NDA. And that's pretty much the best warning that we could give you before you decide to like say, "Hey, I want to continue adventuring with you guys." Yeah.
But how am I supposed to play the blues, man?
I mean, you could still play the blues. I mean, you just can't play the blues without Fight Club.
To be
Oh,
fair,
man.
signing your life away and playing the blues seems to be like one of the best things.
if anything, it might help you play the blues.
Give you lots of stories to tell through art, but not indulge all of it, you know?
So, okay, hold on. In order to keep adventuring with you folk, I gotta sign my soul away? Or else what? I
Not
just
your
fuck off
literal
into the
soul.
night?
No, you're not your little. Yeah, well, yes. So, yeah. You can go your own way. You can keep adventuring. Or you can adventure with us, but you just can't talk about it. That's it.
Oh.
I mean, you know that we're doing it for a just cause. So if you believe in our cause, join us.
We plan on stopping back. You just fought. If that makes you feel any better. If you didn't, because I don't think we've actually spoken about it. But
Shit. Man. Alright, fuck it.
That
all right,
Yeah.
awesome.
spirit.
And nobody else is around us, right?
Ikram is kind of hanging around you guys, but he is like halfway passed out, leaning up against a wall. Just
Okay.
he's kind of out of it.
Okay. I'd like to at least like exit the vicinity, and be like, all right, and then open up the door.
Ah, yes. You watch as Chimera sets down a small cube and recites a command word, and the cube begins to open up, and you see it form a door. And around the edges of the door, a soft golden light begins to creep up until it completely surrounds the door. And then as soon as that light dissipates, she opens it, and it opens into what looks to be a stone hallway. Well lit, with a few people kind of going back and forth. They just give you passing glances as they go about their business.
So I'd like to go and find the person that we need to get him initiated, and also to report all the bad stuff.
Okay. Well, there is the main desk, which, Body Knock, if you're following Chimera, she leads you down this stone hallway into a kind of wide open, almost atrium-like area with various different paths leading off of this main chamber here. At one end of the room, there is a large multi-desk setup where people seem to be filling out paperwork, talking with the people behind the desks, and behind them is a giant map of the world of Amaris.
Whoa.
And you see small pins with glowing crystalline heads that seem to be hovering in place in different parts of the world. You can even see some of them kind of slowly moving as if someone is traveling.
Shit is wild, yo.
Mary, you walk up to the desks, and you recognize one of them behind the desk as the son of your boss.
I'm
the
going to
handsome
greet
one.
him. Oh, okay. Was there a handsome one? I don't remember.
Yeah, he was described as handsome before. He had a flirty little moment with Janira.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
like do a not a mockingly, but like a gesture little salute of like, hey, I got another one. And then I just like kind of gesture like behind Body Knock and kind of scoot him along.
Oh, hi there. What is your name?
My name's Body Knock Teckle. I'm pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too. You can call me Crow. Let me go get the old man. He excuses himself and steps into a back room behind the desks. And a short time later, a tall, gaunt man dressed in blackened leathers and wearing a cape that is lined with what look to be raven feathers. He is standing upright, a very strict military type of person. He comes out, sees you and Chimera. He nods to Chimera, Legate, I see that you have acquired a new recruit for us.
Love. He
Is-
was very helpful in the last mission that we had. I don't think we'd be able to make it out without him. So
Greetings. I am Grandmaster Corvus. And he
Hi, GM Corvus. Body knock tackle seggle.
you see like one corner of his lip kind of quirks up in a just the barest of smiles. He says,
Ooh,
"Welcome, Body Knock, to the Alberonian Shadow Legion. What we're going to have you do is sign a contract. It merely states that you are here to support our cause until such a time as you choose to leave the service or until the work has been completed, whatever comes first. It ensures that while you are free to do a great many things in your own way, as long as you are working to the betterment of the cause and not actively trying to betray us, you will be fine. Otherwise, your life is forfeit. Understand?"
what exactly is your cause?
Well, if you've been traveling with Legate here and her group, perhaps you've heard of the Terminus Directive.
I've heard it mentioned, yes.
Well, they can fill you in on most of the details, but essentially, they are a force that is threatening not just Alberon, but the entire world. We intend to put a stop to it. That is your mission. Specifically, with this group, you will be assigned to the region of Sahur, and you will be tasked with finding out the plans of the enemy in the region and defeating the lieutenant in charge of that region, which I'm sure they can fill you in on the Enchantress, as they have tangled with her at least once before.
And what do I get in return?
Well, any gold or items that you find during your journey are yours to keep however you wish. And perhaps other rewards can be ascertained once the crisis is dealt with.
Okay, I'll sign.
Good. He brings out a small silver bowl and a pre-made contract that is ready to be signed, and a small knife and a special quill. The quill looks to have its own inkwell built into it. He flips the knife deftly in his hands and then holds out the knife to you, handle first. We will need a little bit of your blood. It's what helps bind the contract.
Man, shit, alright. Fuck it.
You take the knife and make a small cut on your hand. Let the blood pool into the bowl. He takes the quill and dips it in, and you can watch as the blood that poured into the bowl seems to be drawn into the inkwell of the quill. And he holds the quill out to you.
I take the quill.
Do you sign?
All right, first, before I sign, I saw you smile earlier. Is it because you recognize me?
I know of your name, Mr. Bodyknock.
Ah, of course you do.
But
All right, fuck it, I'll sign.
Oh my fucking god.
He
I hate that.
you sign your name, and as you do, you notice that there's quite a bit of blood left in the inkwell, but it seems to use all of it. And as your name is signed in scarlet on the contract itself, the words begin to flash that same scarlet color, and you feel this odd tingling sensation, not quite burning, but definitely uncomfortable. And Chimera, you watch, as you have seen before on your other companions, the inky black hands kind of appear on his chest and reach up to his neck as if to throttle him, and then sink slowly into his skin.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
Unnecessary precaution, as you know.
I nod to him.
Now, I'm sure you have much to report.
Oh, do I?
Why don't you join me in my office, and you can tell me everything while Mr. Bodyknock returns to your companions.
Understood.
He'll bring you into his office so that you and he can sit down. Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
Let's see.
And you give him the details of everything that's happened thus far. The rest of you, Bodyknock returns without Chimera for the time being. Yeah, that's tough. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Fuck, I don't even know what it says.
Yeah, it's pretty bad on my monitor too, because I've got a darker theme.
Yeah, I've got like purple mode.
Oh, dude, I had to get so close. Okay, that does look good. It like
You gotta make it
blends
in red because it's your blood, boy.
Oh my god.
Right. So, what are the rest of you doing? Just awkwardly shuffling around in Ember's home?
Have Ember and I made it back yet?
Yes.
We're still walking? Okay.
Yes, you would have made it back.
Yeah, I'm just
I
doing my
reunite
best.
with my family. Fuck. I'm sorry.
Which one would you like to reunite with, specifically?
My siblings. So far.
Yep. Well, Cyril's at the hub, and Terra is there. He has gone to his room.
I'm going to do the responsible thing and tell my father that I turned my mother in, and that he has to do the same. And provide as much help as he can to make amends.
He seems tired. Probably more tired than you've ever seen him. He takes off his glasses and kind of rubs his eyes. I understand. I I will do that. You
Okay.
should check on your brother. He was there
Can I do
longer
that?
than I was.
I will go check on him.
You find him in his room. He's big, but he's still younger than you. And you can tell that this whole experience has been rough on him. As you come in, he kind of turns to you in his deep voice. Hey, sis. Thanks for getting me out of there.
Of course. But oh my goodness, your voice got deeper. It's been so long.
Yeah, I guess it has been. How are you?
I almost. Whoa, I'm so stressed.
Kind of awkward. Like, not entirely sure what to say.
You don't have to worry about it. But I'm worried about you and what you experienced. Because you shouldn't have had to experience what you experienced. I didn't see where you were held. But the person that took you, or put you where you were, said you were in a pocket dimension. And thinking about what I know about magic and dimensions and cages, I don't think I can say anything that will help you get over it. But if you ever want to talk about it, Cyril and me are here. And then I'll show him the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, your sister is also in here. And I don't know how to get her out, but she's here. And I'm going to assume that she can hear you. So if you want to keep this, I will give this to you. So you'll never be alone. Because each and every one of you have been in danger in some form or fashion. And because Aqua has been with me, I have never felt truly alone. So I want to extend that to you. Even though I'm here. And I'll give him the choice.
I hate to ruin this sweet moment, but as you recall, you are unable to remove the ring from your finger.
Ah, fuck! Wait, so what happens when I try to take it off? No, I'll play it out. Play it out. It's a good time.
You go to take it off to give it to him, and it doesn't budge.
I'm like, dude, didn't you work out? Look how buff you are.
He goes, sure, I'll try it, and he kind of like reaches over and he like tries to, with his big rocky fingers, tries to pull the delicate little ring off of your finger, and it just kind of like pulls at the at the joint.
Try harder.
You know what?
Probably pops.
You know what? Maybe you should just hold on to it. I'm sure you could use some company too. And hey, you saved me, so I'm sure you can save her too.
Thanks. I wasn't expecting it to turn around and you to help me or support me, but that's good. Look at you, growing up, thinking about things. And I'll like nuggie him, but it hurts because he's a rock.
And he just kind of like chuckles and grabs you in another big bear hug. Who knew?
Yeah.
Hugging a boulder would be so comforting.
A bolt.
The
It's not a
I
boulder.
called you.
It's a rock. Sorry.
No, you're good. These are necessities; they have to be said. Yeah. I'll just hang out with my brother, and then if Cyril wants to hang out with us, then he can. But that's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the day, probably.
Okay. Ikram finds the nearest bed and passes out in it.
That is super fair.
He did die today,
I'll
after
sort of
all.
like
Indeed.
sort of meditate where he is, just kind of like watching over him.
Gotcha. At one point, Cyril comes in to check on him as well. And he just kind of sits there with you for a while. Anyone else doing anything specific over the night?
I am more than likely resting.
Big same.
There are enough guest rooms and servants' quarters for everyone to find a bed to pass out in
What?
Ember's home.
What room did Ikram end up in?
That's a good question. Let me
Yeah.
see the map. Because honestly, I don't think he really cares all that much. Time being. Second floor. So this was Tara's room. This one was Ember's room. We'll say this one was Aqua's room. He just kind of like stumbled out, went into Aqua's room, which is probably water themed. Just like Ember's is all like dragon and fire themed. And he was like, oh, this looks nice, and just faceplant on the bed. So, all of you take some time to rest and to spend some time with your rescued loved ones. And as morning rises over the over Ember's family home, what does everyone get up to?
That's a good question. I think I would like to investigate that orb.
Okay. Investigate how?
I want to see if I can attune to it with instructions from the Raven Queen. Basically, offer a prayer of asking how to utilize it.
Dear Jesus, how do I use this?
After praying and meditating over it, the only thing you really come away with is that it's not of the Raven Queen. This is from someone else.
So I suppose I don't know. Sergeant Peppers is at a loss. Could talk to the Sand Kid.
Talk to the Sand Kid. Caden?
Yeah.
He's in the hub. You'd have to go find him.
Let's go look for him.
Okay. While he's doing that, is anyone else doing anything else?
Before he goes, I'd like to grab Sergeant Peppers and get the document that I gave to him to put that we could still read on.
Open
Then
the
I'll
coffin.
sit. Yeah.
The fart noise starts to drone out from the coffin.
Closed coffin.
Okay, it stops.
Yes.
Grab the
Oh,
document.
it's going to be... My bad, GZ. Go ahead.
I was just say I'll grab the document and kind of jog back to the room where Ikram is resting and just try to get the last bit of information.
By the
Or
time you
just
get
watch over him.
by the time you get back to it, Ikram is gone.
Whoa.
Can I attempt to track him or figure out where he went? I'm sure he stepped out, but it's like, see if I could follow where he ran to.
You take a little time, kind of looking around the manor until you come across him. He is in a wider open spot in the gardens, seeming to be practicing. Just like you had seen him do on the deck of your ship when you were traveling together. Trying to remain in form, but you can tell that he's not exactly 100%.
I won't interrupt him, but I'll kind of set off to the side and kind of just continue to read in the document to get some more insight.
Okay.
See if there's anything useful there.
We'll come back to that. Anybody else?
I'm assuming that did I leave the hub last night?
I assume you
If
did.
not,
Yeah. After making
it
your
was
report,
like
you
either
probably.
that or I slept. Wherever I was, I slept.
Yeah, that's true. You could have found a bed somewhere in Ember's family home, or you could have just slept in the hub.
I probably slept in my own bed, but the hub was still available if they needed to, to go, or do I have to come back? Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, once you put it in place, it just kind of sits there until you close it up. Okay. All right. Well, Peppers, you find Keedan enjoying his breakfast in the hub. Oh, hey, Sergeant. What can I help you with?
I take a look around. What's the eye situation in the room?
There are a number of people also similarly enjoying breakfast. Barden sits kind of over on the side. You think you see Vulin just sitting antisocially in the corner somewhere.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try to blend in as being colloquial as possible, and I'll let him know, like, hey, there's on the previous mission that we've been out, there is an object of peculiar nature that I wanted to bring to your attention. I'm hoping that you could shed some light on it.
Sure, I can take a look.
Well, I say light, and as I open up the coffin and pull it out, is it?
Yep, there's a loud farting noise, and everyone kind of turns to look at you with various expressions of laughter or disgust.
I'll just look at Keaton and just like...
Keaton is not with you. He's back.
Caden.
Oh, Caden, sorry.
My bad.
Similar names. You can see Caden is like desperately trying to hold his laughter in.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and set the orb with silver light. in front of him.
He goes, "Ooh, glowy. What is it?"
That's what I was hoping you could help me out with.
It looks like a glass glowing ball.
It is. But you do realize that you kind of have some particular qualities. The people that we're going against, they say that they have to break a storm to get where we need to go. And seeing how a lot of this stuff is surrounded by sand, I had the idea that maybe your particular talents might be able to ascertain how to best utilize this little relic.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's fair. But that thing doesn't match with what I do.
How so?
It's I don't know. It's not right. It's a different color, different vibe.
Yeah? Would you be able to tell me what kind of vibe it is? Is it kind of like a destructive vibe, a nuisance kind of vibe, the kind of vibe that you want to leave in the back rooms? How would you best describe it? I'm kind of pulling at hairs here, and basically any little tidbit.
Well, who gave it to you?
A very metallic individual obsessed with time.
Didn't the dealer give it to us?
I lied. Thank you.
For some reason, I have a nagging woman in my head.
For some reason, the voice of the party is popping up in my brain. Yes, essentially an ally of sorts gave it to us. Gave it to me. But he doesn't know. Well, he didn't share who or why he gave it to me, other than it was the key to getting to where we need to go.
Well, I don't know how much I could tell you, but well, let me try something. And he kind of just holds out his hand for it. Does Peppers hand him the object?
Oh, it's sitting on the table. My bad.
Oh, okay. He, in that case, he just kind of reaches his hand over it. He takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. And you begin to feel a gentle thrum of energy surround him. As his eyes open, they become that goldish color that you had seen before. The clockwork medallion that he wears, you see its cogs begin to spin and turn. And he speaks. He doesn't speak with his voice. He speaks with the same voice that spoke to you when he came and rescued you from the Enchantress. This is the key, what you need. It does not come from my power. It comes from the Lady of Fate. It seems she too is interested in how all of this is playing out.
DM, can I remember which goddess is of fate?
Make a religion check.
No.
Are we? Is any of us intelligent in the party? I feel like we're all ass.
I mean, you got a
I
plus
have
5. It's
That's-
pretty decent. It's just
lady, I have
I
a plus.
remember Temeki having high intellect, I think, for some reason.
Hold on, I think I got this.
Oh, you're not there, but you can roll for fun.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you got a 9. What you got, Sergeant Peppers? I heard you said plus 5. What does that mean?
I literally have a plus 5, which is a plus.
I'm fucking here, yo.
So I just want to make a note for everyone that Temeki has only rolled 2 times this session, and both of them have been crit fails.
No.
Let me go
Hey,
back up.
hey, I would rather have these crit fails happen during the plot parts, so
For
that
real.
we will eventually figure it out. And when it comes time to bonky bonk, I want to see some nice green numbers. You know.
I'm a
Actually,
Dapper
no.
Dan man, damn it.
He did not
Oh my
have
God,
a crit
dude.
fail. It was me, Body Knock, and Ember who had crit fails. And then I got a crit succeed, a crit 20.
Yeah, DN has to like crack his fingers a little bit and be like, "All right, I guess I'll just help you guys along."
Yep. The Mistress of Fate is not familiar to you. At least not in this
No.
moment.
I'll ask my sister later, but so the goddess of fate is interested, and this is how she planned. Are you able to understand how it works?
When you reach your destination, shatter it to shatter the storm.
Shatter it to shatter the storm. All right.
And then
I'm guessing.
you watch as the light kind of dims out of his eyes. The wave of energy that was coming off of Caden dissipates. And he blinks a couple times. Never get used to that. So what'd I say?
You basically, your other you basically said to shatter it in the storm, at the storm, and it will disperse it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty good. I appreciate you helping me out.
You're welcome.
And I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to go on another adventure, you just let me know.
Just fucking break it. Well, I mean, yeah, basically.
I mean, do you want to come on an adventure? Like, wait.
He was reading our things in the Discord just then.
Yeah.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what did it say? What did it say? What did that say? Family. Man, I have not been looking.
I know, I
Just fucking break it
didn't
all.
look until just then. It's like, holy crap.
Threw it on the ground. So yeah, that would be good if the sand wouldn't catch it. Maybe if I handed it to Mackie and he'd throw it.
Yeah, I'm sure
Or
he
maybe
could
he
bat
shattered
at
it with his phantom case.
if he needs to use the
Yeah,
little
could do that.
thingy thing. I'm sure we
Yeah.
could just, stab it really hard.
But yeah, if you wish to join us on our adventure, just let us know. We'll happily have you along. I will remind you that it will be perilous, so I would not recommend it unless you are fully willing to give your life away.
I think if I'm meant to be there, I will be.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'll pay for his lunch. I'll pay for his breakfast.
It's free. Complimentary.
I
It's
said I'll
free
pay for his
now.
breakfast. Whatever the cost of free is, I'm paying it.
I got you that free breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
You got any trash to put up? You can put up his trash.
He's like, I'm still eating that as he takes his plate. No. Yeah. So, all that being said,
Yeah. Good to move on. With that, we essentially just need to head to the Tower of Iron now and do any sort of preparations and clear up in like any side quests that we need to do.
Yes. Seems like an excellent time to point out that all roads seem to lead here. This is where you should find the Enchantress and whatever their final plans are. Once you embark on your journey to the Tower of Ayun, it will be the point of no return. So if there's anything you need or want to do beforehand,
I would like to purchase 2 diamonds.
Yeah.
All right.
Need some diamonds.
Sergeant Peppers opens his coffin and gives you the money for it.
Yep. It's however much the gold cost is for those diamonds for Revivify, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep, and you can easily find that within the city. Especially in the hoity-toity part of the city that you're in right now.
Man, I have so many channels, not a single one of them has a fart sound. Oh well.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes. I still need to go back through and rewatch and add a bunch of other sound bites from it.
I have one called Spicy Toot, but I have no idea what it's going to do
Oh,
when I play
God.
it.
I also have one called Echo, and it's a fart sound. Ooh.
God.
That's a ripper right there, mate.
Nice.
The reverb.
The
Oh my
reverb.
God.
The reverb one? Yes.
Right. That being said, this is the DM telling you that this is the home stretch of this
Like to
particular part of the
poach us.
campaign.
To poach us.
I like to poach us.
Yeah, I want to get 2 potions of healing and 2 greater potions of healing.
Okay. We'll get shopping out of the way at the beginning of the next session.
Okay, good. I guess Edkus should go to the. Well, actually, I'd like to. Am I still like watching Ikram training outside?
Yeah, we can still say that this is part of that morning.
Okay. I'd like to kind of look up from the notes that I was reading and say, as much as I'm sure it would pain you to recount your events, I think your word is very helpful to our cause. Anything you could recount would probably be helpful.
He kind of slowly brings his routine to an end, takes a deep breath. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And
Join you.
well, yeah, we can walk together. I think it's time that I join whatever this is that you guys have a bit more officially myself.
Sure.
It kind of made this personal.
I agree. Kamira should be able to help us with that. We could find her.
We'll take care of that next session as well.
Okay.
Sergeant Peppers is casting Ray of Enfeeblement.
Oh no, I'm just checking some stuff really quick because I have a thing that gives me a bonus. I'm checking to see if it's there.
Oh, okay. Ikram turns a corner. Ray of Enfeeblement.
I think it's about time I join up with you guys. Zap! Terrible.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 10. That's wild.
Pretty good. Pretty swanky. Great.
Say to Ikram, I don't know if, it's been expressed by everyone, but I think I can speak for everyone that we'd be glad to have you, and we're certainly glad that you're back.
It's good to be back. And good to be useful again, instead of just stuck.
No hard feelings about shoving you into that wall, I hope.
He kind of pats you on the back. No hard feelings. You did what you had to do. Apparently, I said some pretty messed up things. So I kind of deserved it.
Yeah. We don't have to get into all that.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm sorry. I wasn't myself.
You'd be preaching to the choir.
Because it ain't no solo, that's for sure.
So we'll induct Ikram into the Shadow Legion next session. We'll do some shopping next session. If there's any other conversations that you would like to have, you can think about that and let me know over the week until the next session. And we will play those out. And then whenever everyone is ready, satisfied, and prepared for the beginning of the end, then you'll start on your journey over to the Tower of Ioun.
Ooh.
You must gather your party and you tie up any loose ends before you go forward.
Yep.
All roads lead to Baldur's Gate.
Yep. But unlike Baldur's Gate, we're not gonna spend 90% of your game time there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just you. Yeah, it was like whenever you were like, "Oh, I'm just exploring Baldur's Gate," and I'm like, just you wait. Like that's the surface of this area of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. No spoilers. There's still some of us who haven't
Yeah,
made it there
none.
yet, but yeah, there's a lot. So much.
Yep.
I feel like if you would have meshed the amount of stuff that was in Act 1 and Act 2, that's what you get in Act 3. They added it.
God, that's
And
crazy.
then some. It's so much.
Yeah. The only thing I complain about, I love it. I love the amount of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I just wish they'd let me level more.
Yeah.